Hi there, my name is Mary Weaver, and today I'm going to show you how you as a teacher can use Google Drive in a dynamic way to engage and motivate your students to learn more. Since you're here, my guess is you're a teacher who wants to step away from the ordinary classroom experience and make the content of your lessons a little more appealing to the new generation of students. Your students may already be old pros at using technology, since it's been around since their birth. So why not teach them in a way they are familiar with tools they have access to? Today I'm going to show you some great lesson ideas to use with your students using Google Drive. I'll make sure to give you some practical tips and tricks to teach these plans using Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Forms. The goal is not to change what you're teaching. The content stays the same. Instead, I'm going to give you ideas to change how you teach so your students are motivated to extend their learning. So let's get started. The first thing I want to show you is inside Google Drive. You'll notice there are a lot of folders off to the left, and the button that says New, I'm going to click on that, and this shows me what apps I have available within Google Drive. So I think of Google Drive kind of like a filing cabinet. It's where you put all of your things. So within Google Drive, we have Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Forms. The first app I want to show you is Google Docs. Google Docs is a word processing app similar to Microsoft Word. One of the most useful functions of Google Docs, besides being able to share it with other people, is the commenting feature. When a document is created and shared with someone else, whether that be another student or the teacher, comments can be made on the side of the document to offer suggestions or feedback. So all you have to do is highlight the text that you want to comment on, go to Insert, Comment, type out your comment, and click on the blue comment button, and it pops off to the side. You can see that this is a great way to offer feedback to your students and also allow your students to chat with one another and do some peer editing. So normally when you come into Google Docs, up here in the mode, it says editing mode, so you can go in and type whatever you'd like. However, if you change that mode to suggesting mode, now you are becoming an editor. A great way to use this in the classroom is to put up a document that has a lot of errors in it and have your students go through and correct the errors. You could do this as a whole group or individually. So whether you have multiple devices or just one, you could have your students working on this. So all you're going to do is find an error, highlight it, and then you just type the correct word above it, and you see that it marks out the incorrect word and types in the correct word. This is great because students can see the errors and be able to correct them. So as you can see, Google Docs is a great place to collaborate with your friends and also teach whole group lessons. Another Google app I want to show you is Google Slides. Google Slides is a presentation app similar to PowerPoint. One way you can use this type of program differently is to share a pre-made slide presentation with your students. Then you can challenge your students to use the presentation to teach you or the class about a particular concept using key vocabulary and accurate facts. So as a teacher, you can invite your students as viewers rather than collaborators, so they don't have the ability to change the look of the slides. So to do that, you just go up to Share, and you can type in the person who you're sharing it with. And over where it says Can Edit, you're going to click on that and just change it to Can View. That way, they're not able to manipulate the slide at all, they can just see it. Push Send, and it is now shared with your student, and now they can just see the Google Slides rather than being able to edit it. Instead of creating a slide, they now need to come up with the content to support the visuals on the screen. So I've found in the past that students sometimes focus more on the design rather than the content of the lesson. So with this type of project, you're taking away the design part of the presentation to have your students focus on the content instead. Another great way to use Google Slides is to use the research tool. Now the research tool is available in all of the Google apps, but I'm going to show it to you here. So you go up to Tools and click on Research. And the great thing about this is you can type in what you're looking for and all of this information will pop up to the side. You can search for scholarly articles or pictures or whatever you're looking for. One great thing to teach kids is when they can and can't use media that's on the web. And by using the research tool, you can actually filter your images based on if they are able to be used by their usage right. So you would just then pull the picture over. These are free to use. The one I chose is. It comes into your slide, but it is also has the link underneath it, so you can have the access to cite your images. This is a great tool within Google Apps for you to teach your students how to use things properly. A great place to look for pre-made slides, so you don't always have to make them yourself, is on slideshare.com, but you can also make your own. So I just shared a few of the many ways you can use Google Apps for education in dynamic ways to engage your students. The next video will show you how to use Google Sheets and Google Forms to do the same thing. But I do have a challenge for you. I want you to think of a lesson you don't normally like to teach. Maybe the content doesn't match your interests or your students don't seem to get into the lesson the way you wish that they would. Now think, how could I use Google Apps to change the way I teach the lesson to motivate my students? I found that if you choose something small and just do it, you'll see the power of using Google Drive with your students. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just something different. So good luck.